Here for round 2 of the video. Currently 2-1 in the league. On the play, hand is decent. So, nothing to get value off the Tormenting Voice, but that's okay. Like, we're not necessarily in a rush to fire this off anyway. Turn 1 untap just to be, you know, balanced. Bluff a shock or a fatal push or whatever. And they are trying to do unfair things, I think. Plains? That's weird. So now I kind of want a Tormenting Voice away in excess land. That's a little risky, especially since I have Faith, and I definitely want to hit my land drops, but this might be bad. Yeah. Thermal Alchemist is good, but now we're out of an enabler for Alms. I mean, we have Defiance, I guess, but that's not really an enabler. I think I would rather play Alchemist instead of Faith. Like, I don't have anything to really go with Faith anyway. At least not yet. So, start getting some chip damage in with Alchemist. Do our best. Okay, so yeah, they're just banned. We have another Madness card. I still think Tormenting Voice was right, but obviously this didn't work out the best. So I think I just want to play Faith this turn. I might use Defiance for something else, and there's probably going to be a turn where I can like double spell. So I certainly don't want to like flow them or Defiance them or temper them, because temper might be cheaper later. So I think we hold them. And if our opponent has Marvel on 4, we are in some trouble. Cast out. That's acceptable. And going after the card where I have nothing for it is certainly acceptable for me. Okay, that's good. If I drew a land, I might just Defiance wheel and hit them for 3 each and like 4 off Alchemist total, but since we drew Voice, we'll just do that, I guess. And get to work. Alright, more lands. More lands are okay to a point. I don't think this flow really has any targets. We could save it for an extra card off of Defiance, but I think this is better, just as 4 damage. Another Alchemist could be pretty nice, especially since our opponent hasn't dealt with this one. Then do I play my land? I think at some point I want a Defiance and wheel away this, and that's probably just next turn, so Defiance, 3 to them, kick it, temper. I don't think I played my land. But thanks to Alchemist, they are very close to being dead. No tops, mono bottoms, mono bottoms. No marvels. Or if you marvel, don't hit Ulamog. Uh-oh. They are just immediately tapping mana. That is not good. If they don't hit Ulamog, they might just die. And it seems like they're thinking, so we might be in the clear. Yeah, Attune is not a very impressive hit. Another puzzle knot, man. Alright, we're doing stuff. Are they dead? I didn't even do the math. No, they're not dead. They're definitely, well, not definitely dead, because they have 2 puzzle knots, but close to being dead. So we're doing our best here. That's a lot of life. Remember that time I got my opponent to 2? Yeah, me neither. Whiff again? Is that too much to ask? No! The hunger. So between Ulamog and them untapping into 2 puzzle knots, doesn't look good. How do I win? So I could just hit them for 6, and then they go back up to 9, and they marvel again. So I don't think I can do that. But I also don't think I can necessarily hit anything off of this that kills my opponent, so yeah, we'll just concede. Probably should keep in 1 ribbons at least. Maybe flow is good actually. Like Defiance and some amount of flows are kind of the worst cards. Chandra I just want for the consistent damage output, which might be wrong. Like, the correct way to approach this matchup is probably to board in a clock, like a cheap clock. And I don't have access to that. So I think what's going to happen is that I'm going to try and dispossess them, and then hopefully they can't ramp into Ulamog, but it's like not a great plan as far as plans go. I could sideboard in such a way where I basically have like very few 2-mana cards. I kind of want Defiance to like sift through my draws. Defiance also helps Bedlam Reveler to an extent. I guess Cut in theory is a 2-drop. I don't know what creatures they play though. The lists are all pretty different, but I think this one is just 4 Ulamog and 1 Linvala. Possible that Alms is worse than Flow to some degree. Let's try that. Let's hedge on these. Like ideally I mull pretty aggressively for a Dispossess. This hand has an Alchemist and like some stuff. So it's like hard to turn down. But this is like a Crying Keep where I assume that if I keep this hand I'm gonna lose. But maybe Marvel is the new Saheeli. It's not a great world to live in. I think it's better than the alternative. If there's any shot of winning this matchup, it probably starts with Thermo Alchemist. Probably does not start with Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot, though. Just the incidental hate card, you know? If my opponent didn't gain 6 life that game, obviously they would have lost. I guess they even gained like 7 off renewal. But yeah, these are a reason why you want something like Chandra. Just something that's like consistently hammering them. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't know exactly what I'm doing with it, but it is good. I definitely don't think I want the second one of these because it's 2 mana intensive. It feels really bad when I have 3 mana cards and a 2 mana card to use my 2 mana card here. That's kind of what I'm leaning on. Alternatively, I could just do this and temper them. Well, I can't do that. No, I need another mana, basically. Yeah, okay. Nug. Possible that Temper is correct, but I actually want to combo Temper with Defiance to get an extra card out of the deal because I'm pretty light on resources and they're at over 20 life still. So, main deck hate card and Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot. Like, that's the one deck. The one deck that's pretty good at gaining life. Tireless Tracker, yeah, whatever. Alright, a lot of triggers. Do you think killing this tracker buys me a lot of time? And I think I'm going to have time to cycle that Slew. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, kids. This is where we get spaghetti monstered. Well, I'm just rebuying. Alright. Marvel into a card that is effectively gain 2 energy. Because of situations like this, and because of how bad I think this matchup is, I think it's pretty reasonable to bring in by force, because I could also just like snipe these puzzle knots. So I should probably be doing that. Like, these are definitely the spots where it's like, oh man, it would be nice to have, like, fevered visions, right? Just like something to give us excess cards. Remember that time we got our opponent to 5 after they gained 6 life? And with this Marvel, I just feel like the clock is always ticking, you know? So it's not great. Going forward, we definitely need a better plan for this matchup. Yep. Not sure if there's any coming back from this. Dealing 10 when we just have lands seems like a tall order. Granted, one of them cycles. A little late. Little late. Alright, how are we winning? It starts with dispossessing Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot. Maybe. It's possible that our only out is drawing Defiance and drawing into enough things. And that could be true. I can certainly see a world in which that's true. So if we do that, we have to Defiance and kick it and pay for Temper. That's 6 damage. And we're just going to die to Ulamog in the meantime. One of the things that could happen with this deck too is like a misallocation of resources where I went after that tracker, and I think I would have outs if I didn't go after the tracker. So maybe that's something to consider. Also possible if I kept the other Faith of the Devoted, maybe I would have 3 threats that they would have to Ulamog. Maybe I'd be able to beat him that way. So I don't think I'm supposed to fire this off. But I am dead.